Hi everyone, this is Scratch and Jack, and it's a suck-ass day. It's raining. It's raining. Well, the reason why I'm whining is because I had just came over here and primed my car parts. This is the Mustang. So, well, that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is something very different. I got a different video today. So, I got something to show you. Yep, here I am. I am showing off here. The cellophane is still on it. It is the USS Enterprise NX-01 Refit. And this is the first one I have of its kind. I don't have the NX-01. I've been trying to get it. It's been very difficult. It's been going for a very high price. But this is reasonable. Tops maybe $30 with shipping. And on this label you see you can build it as the NX-01 or the NX-01 Refit. So this is my first reboxing of a newly released model. So the art is just amazing. I think Polar Lights does a fine job in doing some good artwork on the box. Very appealing, and this artwork is done by Doug Drexler. So basically he was the designer of this ship, I suppose, but we'll see what the model kit looks like. This is a 1000 scale, 1/1000 scale. So we'll see how this all works out. I'm just gonna do some cellophane cutting here. This is like Christmas morning to me. I don't know about you folks, but this is just a lot of fun. And the box, of course, is always tight fitting when it's new. Here we go. Oh, it's a pretty small model, as you might expect. I have here the main body, top and bottom. The details are pretty good. I want to take it out of the bag, huh? That would be even a better thing, because it is Christmas morning. It's going to be a Christmas morning. I got a new model kit here. The details are okay. Let's get some light on this. So they're not as sharp as they can be. As well as you know, AMT and Polar Lights is a little less adamant about having perfect detail, but it's good enough for the size. I would expect a little finer detail, but yeah, well, we'll see. That was the top, and here's the bottom. That detail looks just a little better. So let's see how this all kind of fits together. Boy, this is very interesting. Well, yeah, I guess that's the way it just fits together. I don't want to snap it together just yet. Got to align it, need to prep it, of course, and I'm actually thinking about lighting this. There are little dimples on the hull here. You probably will need a 1/64th drill bit to punch those holes open. They are round on the NX-01, I believe. There's a tiny hole right there on the edge for the nav lights. I need to get that measured and order some fiber optics for that. Ever since doing the Voyager nav lights with fiber optics, I'm just a big fan. I think there'll be enough room to put all that stuff in there. The next thing we have in this kit are the clear parts. Not very many. They're all pretty small. These would be the nacelle grill chillers, chiller grills, whatever you want to call them. These would be, of course, lighted up. And then there's some more of those in there. I don't know. There's just so many tiny little parts, like the domes, the sensor dome, the bridge dome, and the nacelle dome. Look how tiny that is. That is a tiny little part. This is going to be interesting to light. And then we have another bag of parts. Let's see. Let's get the sprues out of here. We basically have a left and right for the secondary hull. The windows are pretty big on this, so lighting this would be a challenge because the inside is just filled with styrene. Need to hog some of that out to fit some LEDs in there, maybe even a tape. This will be definitely a challenge to light because of the size of this model kit. And there's the bottom of the secondary hull too. There seems to be enough space in there. Yeah, well, so that's that. What else do I have in here? Some more parts. These appear to be the nacelles. Like the rest of the model kit, the details are a little soft, but they are certainly there. Here are the nacelles. One side, other side. This will be quite a challenge because, as you see, both the inside and the outside part of the nacelle are going to have clear parts. That's going to be a challenge to light. I'm really curious on how I end up getting some LEDs in there and try to get a nice even light in there. Just a bunch of little parts. These will be the saucer section, outer ring. They come in very small parts. I don't know what else to say other than this is actually a very small kit. Being at a 1000 scale, the NX-01 is going to be smaller than the original Enterprise as well as the Refit and so on. Lots of little parts, so we'll play with those. So we got them washed first, of course, primed, and we'll see where to go from there. But of course, no kit is complete without decals. I'm not going to open this. I'm just going to hold it up to the light. There's a few in there. Definitely the registration numbers. There's some pinstriping. Of course, I'm just not going to open this until I'm ready to use them. When I do the videos of the build, we will see those more frequently. Now, the instructions are just the typical instructions that Polar Lights gives us. Basically, slot A to slot B. At first glance, it looks like a lot of little parts, particularly around the saucer ring. The outer walls for the saucer ring, there's many parts to that, and of course the chiller grills. It looks like there's some interior parts that go inside being covered up by the clear plastic. And of course on the other side, Polar Lights is always good with this, is basically a paint guide. I've seen the larger model built, the 350 scale, and the paint guides included in that, I heard, are actually pretty good. This using testers paints. So there's a lot of paints in there that are still in production, so they haven't changed the name, so the listing is right down here. We got colors such as medium gray, ghost gray, copper, clear green, clear red, clear blue, an NJ gray. Can't say that it's a Tamiya color. Tamiya JN gray. There's a number. Lighten slightly. I don't know what that means. Probably just a little white, but when we get there, we'll see what that is. As far as the addition of the secondary hull, it shows a assembly of that, but quite honestly, where does it go? Where does it go? It's not showing me clearly where the assembled secondary hull goes and attached to the primary hull. So I suppose I'm going to have to guess. As you well know, instructions are all pictures and numbers with arrows. I just don't see it. Well, Polar Lights failed. That's a big fail. How am I going to attach the secondary hull? Well, I would assume that it would be right on this strip here, but that's where the stand goes if I'm building it as the NX-01. The Refit will be covering that, and I will assume that the secondary hull has a hole for the stand as well. It does. So, not an epic fail, but it was a fail as far as where does it go precisely. I'm going to have to guess. I'm going to have to pull out my Star Trek thinking cap and take a look at it when I get there. And of course it comes with the standard polar light stand with the metal rod, which is solid, and the dome base. So if I'm going to light this solid metal rod is most certainly not going to work. So there you go. Just did an unboxing. Where is the lid to this thing? Oh, here it is in the garbage already. So this is the unboxing of the new release from Polar Lights, the USS Enterprise NX-01 Refit. And I'm looking forward to putting this model together because I have a lot of 1000s, the TOS, the refit and all those. I just like to make them all lighted, put them up, and actually take them to work and put them on my desk. These are definitely desk model size model kits. So this is Scratch and Jack coming to you, partially alive. I didn't have much sleep last night from my basement, telling you about the new release from Polar Lights. And I like to send out a special thanks to everybody who watches my videos and leaves comments, and those comments have been very, very encouraging and really, you know, build up my enthusiasm. I never thought I would feel so strongly about positive comments. It's really have been pushing me through a lot of builds, and I like to thank those who do comment, who do give me suggestions. And I want to do an extra special thanks to the members of Amazing Plastic, the Google Plus community on Google. They have been through a lot of stabbings. They've been through a lot of mishaps on building my models, and they've been very helpful. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching and for subscribing. And we'll see you next time with more builds from Scratch and Jack models. Woof.